Poinciana petals on the ground. And those birds you can hear in the background, they're channel-billed cuckoos. They're very noisy. I did a big mow yesterday. These are the tables I'm building. I'm going to build two. They're 8 foot long and about 4 foot wide, or 3.5 foot wide. And me and Bales came down this morning, it's 6 in the morning, to do some work on them. And I wanted to move the Merk out of the way. Mercedes, we call it the Merkatoid, and battery's flat. I will say one thing about the Mercedes battery charging is quite simple. It's got a little thing here. It's got a plus on it, and you just move that out of the way, put your plus cable on, your minus cable to any minus thing on the car, and check your charger. All 3 lights are on, so that means it's charging, it's connected, and it's working. Doesn't actually tell you how many amps are going in or anything like that, but that's one of the good things I will say about a Mercedes. These are fairly cheap. The only thing I'm talking about second-hand ones. The only thing I don't like about it is the colour. Some people might think black is a real cool colour, but in actual fact it's a very hot colour, especially in the Australian sun. So, I mean, you need your air conditioner on flat out just to keep the thing cool. But it's a beautiful car to drive. I mean, I've always driven Holdens, the Australian-made car, but they went out of production in Australia, so now we have to rely on imported cars. And people that buy Mercedes brand new have usually got quite a bit of money, and they usually they don't use them very much, so the mileage is quite low. And they don't have a real good resale value, I would have to say. The parts are extremely expensive, but on the other hand, they seem to last quite a long time. So anyway, that's what we've got. So anyway, back to my table. So this is the table. I put the frame on yesterday. I've got 2 pieces of ply here, so I'm just doing the first table here, and then I've got another bit of ply under here to do the second table. So the first thing to do is to get all these clamps off. What are you doing? So okay, I've removed all the clamps. Next thing I've got to do is cut some 3 braces to go across here and glue them in. So before I do that, I've got to get the vacuum cleaner and vacuum up the dust. I am extremely sensitive to dust. I hate it. It just sits on my tonsils, gives me a sore throat, which leads to a cold, the flu, all of those things. So I've got to be very careful with dust. So first thing, vacuum. Okay, so the next job on the table is to glue these cross braces in. So I've chiselled out the glue. I've got 3 to go across, and so I've glue up. So I've glued up each one, and now I'm going to press these in. So now I've got the cross braces in. I just need to put weights on them or clamp them somehow, and wait for the glue to go off. So I've got it clamped at both ends and in the middle with a piece of steel across to hold those down, and that should do it. I'm relying on the glue, not screws or nails. It's just all glue. Now the reason I'm building these tables is because some of you might know it's my 80th birthday party next weekend, next Saturday. You're all invited to my cyber party, and we'll be filming the real one. So this is one of the tables, and the other one, as I said, is underneath there. So I'm going to build 2 tables, and tables are always useful. I can always use them. I'll use them in my workshop when I finally build a workshop. You need tables, so it's not a waste of time, and they're pretty expensive to buy brand new. So the ply, each sheet of ply, 8x4, and it's about half an inch. It's not marine ply, but it's pretty good glue. The difference between marine ply and ordinary ply is the glue. So it isn't marine ply, but it will do for inside. And so one sheet of 8x4 half-inch ply costs $50 each. So, and this is just ordinary pine framing pine, and probably, another $20 we'll say, and the glue. So I should be able to build a pretty good table for about $70, and they'll certainly be useful. Okay, I got the legs on. I'll just let that glue go off a little bit and have some breakfast, and then I'll come back and put another piece of timber along here, and it'll sit on top of here, which will beef up the legs and stop the legs from going wibbly wobbly over time, hopefully. So that's the plan. So that's it with all the legs on, and you can see what I've done there. Let's beef them up. They won't go anywhere. So I put a few screws in, and I've actually run out of screws, so I'll get some more screws and just screw it in just for extra strength. Paint it, and voila, finished. There we go. So here we are down at the shack.
take up these metal chairs there as well?
Yep. Good idea. It looks heavy. It looks very heavy. Okay, help. Just.
You need to bring that piece of wood, and I think it's going to drop this thing down. Yeah, if you guys bring, if you just listen, I'll put it.
Oh, well done. Sharon and Zoe have cleaned the deck off. It's looking great. Well done. Okay, so Serge and Zoe have moved the fridge to here and plugged it in. Whether it works or not's another thing. Oops. Oh yes, that's cool. Yep. So there you go. On fridge. Well, here's the second table I've built. It's finished. All I've got to do is paint it and sand it. And there's the first one there. And the other thing that's been happening is, looks like I've got a Hoppy-mouse, which are anti-chimus. They're a marsupial mouse, like sort of thing. And it's they get into cars. They love cars, and they chew through the wires. And here is the top thing of the battery box, and you can see it's just chewed all the way. The dampening stuff and all this stuff here. So I thought the battery was gone. So I put a new battery in it, this battery here, $550. And the old battery is here. And now I believe there's nothing wrong with the battery at all. It's just the little Hoppy-mouse. So they looks like they've cost me $500 odd, little buggers.